Thank you all very much, and thank you for being here today. Let me first extend, on behalf of all of us, our admiration and our thanks for Mrs. Rajavi, who has given every day of her life, every year, year after year, tirelessly in the fight for a free Iran. She has our thanks and our admiration. And then to each of you, I know behind every face here today, there's a story of a loved one who was executed, jailed, oppressed, a young person who's never known freedom or never escaped poverty. Show me 1,000 Iranians, and I'll show you 2,000 stories of tragedy since the mullahs assumed their dictatorial power. It is a testament to each and every one of you that you never forgot, you never stood down, you never turned away. You've come back to demand a decent, a fair, and a free future for the Iranian people. History will never forget you. Thank you for being here. When Rouhani rises to speak in the chamber of the United Nations, I want every member of the UN, every delegate, every spectator, every head of state to know who's standing before you in an organization dedicated to peace and human rights and social justice and the dignity of man. It's important that you know who speaks today in the United Nations. Rouhani does not belong among the heads of state. He does not belong in the United Nations. He does not belong in a chamber where people are dedicated to peace and freedom and human justice. He is a thug, a tyrant, and a murderer. He does not belong in that chamber, and he should not be greeted as a man of peace or dignity. So, members of the United Nations, who speaks to you today? Who is Rouhani? He has murdered 3,400 of his own citizens in cold blood for no crime, but that they speak like all other people, wanting a better future for their country. For this crime and this crime alone, they have been executed. He, Rouhani, who holds the record per capita of killing more of his own citizens, his own people in cold blood than any other leader on earth. This is who speaks to you today. This is who you have given the dignity of speaking in the United Nations chamber. Turn your heads. Don't raise your hands. Don't give him the dignity of being received as a world leader. That is Rouhani. Rouhani, who in June dispatched his own diplomats to go to Paris to plant a bomb to kill all of us who only speak out and rise up for a better Iran. This is who speaks to you today. You, the diplomats of the United Nations, a man who would execute using his own diplomats. And so we call upon Germany today, who holds those diplomats in confinement, to extradite them to the United States where they can face justice for their crimes that they would kill all of us who speak here today for a better Iran. And so what is it we seek? There were times when all of us believed that the regime might moderate, might change. There were times when we simply would call upon Tehran to let its people be free, its economy to prosper. We don't believe that anymore. They have had decades to reform, a generation to change. They had every opportunity to allow Iran to prosper, and they failed. Our message now to all the leaders of the world is this: time is up. It is time for the regime to fall and a new government to take place in Tehran. It is over. We want regime change, and we want a free Iran now.
Change, change, change! Regime change in Iran!
And what does change mean for the young in Iran who have taken to the streets, to those who risk their lives in cities and towns all across Iran every day? What is change? Mostly change means that you can speak your mind without the threat of execution or jailing, that you can live free like people all around the globe. Change means something else. There's no reason that being young in Iran has to mean that you live in poverty or unemployment. The world is going through an economic revolution. A people who have never known prosperity have jobs and a comfort of living and a hopeful future. An economic revolution is spreading around the world, in the remotest villages of India and China. And the people of Iran, the young on the streets, are asking, why not Iran? Why do the young of Iran have to live in poverty and despair and want? There is an end to this poverty, and the end is end the regime now. A free Iran now. A free Iran now.
Democracy, freedom, regime change in Iran!
And so to those who gather today in the great chamber of the United Nations, all of you will face a choice, like every young person in every city and town, on every street corner in Iran. You can cower in fear and hope for the best, or you can deal with reality and take a stand. The stand of all decent people in America and Europe and around the globe. Indeed, the stand of every member of the United Nations is: turn your back on the regime and stand with the people of Iran. Take a stand. Bring down the regime. End the regime now. End the regime now. End the regime now. End the regime now. And so, Rouhani, if you believe that time is on your side, if you believe that political change will somehow save your regime, think again. There's no waiting out Donald Trump, because Democrats or Republicans, liberals or conservatives, whether it's Donald Trump or whoever may follow, the course is now set. We have given up on reform. You can't fool us anymore with change or your phony elections. We will not be fooled. We want a free Iran. Time will not save you. There is no escape. The people of Iran have spoken with their courage and their feet. They are marching and they are protesting for a new Iran. We stand with them, and we call upon every member of the United Nations to stand with us. Stop trading with Iran. Stop investing in Iran. Your dollars, your euros, your yens, or your pounds are only being used to oppress a decent and a free people. Iran needs to restore its place in the leadership of men. Iran is a nation with a great culture, a strong history, a history of leading the world, not following, a leading of inventing, a history of prosperity and providing for its people. It is time to turn the page, end the regime, and for the Iranian people to take their rightful place among nations. Donald Trump, you have set a course. That course is to end this tyranny, end the regime. The nations of Europe you need do no less. Draw a line. End your trading. End your investing. Take a stand. The 3,400 people been executed by Rouhani deserve no less. Their deaths, the deaths of those in the streets of Iran, those who have sacrificed their freedom to take a stand, they deserve no less. No one is asking the nations of Europe or Latin America or Africa to sacrifice your lives. Simply take an economic stand and a political stand. The Iranian people will do the rest. They'll earn their own freedom. They'll get their own new government. Just don't conspire with these murderers and these thugs. They don't deserve your help, your investment, or your trade. Take a stand. And for those of us who are here as Americans, I have never been prouder of the United States government, because while others may not have made up their minds, and others may be seeking to profit by the tyranny in Tehran, while others may be undecided, the United States has made its decision. We will not be part of this tyranny. We will not be silent while the mullahs seek nuclear weapons. We will not be silent in the face of the death and destruction. The future of Iran is on its streets, not in the palaces of Tehran. The future of Iran is not the mullahs. It is with the young. The future of Iran is not with the tyranny and the poverty and the oppression. The future of Iran is with those who are jailed for taking a stand and those who will sacrifice all on the streets. The future is set. Iran will be free. It is a matter of time. And we are here today to demand a free Iran now. 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 Free Iran now.
Free Iran now! Free Iran now!
Rouhani, we know who you are. You do not fool us. You do not fool those in the United Nations. Do not take fault pleasure in their applause or their listening to your words. Your future is out of power, in exile. The young, the new, will take power in Iran in a new and free country. Thank you all, and thank you for being here today. Thank you for remembering.
Terrorists!
Thank you for remembering. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for standing tall. To those in Iran who can hear our words, freedom is coming. The future is coming. Have courage. We admire you. We love you. We will never forget you. We will never stop taking a stand. Thank you all very much.
Terrorist Rouhani out of you!